top laner, but Adam and Henry in bot lane weren't like having the same amount of success as like Scott and Adam are having. So Adam's champion pool for jungle isn't that strong, whereas
Hang on, Adam's Diamond 1, isn't he?
yeah. So Adam and Henry in bot lane weren't stomping as hard as like Scott, who used to be plat 1, now he's like gold 3 or something.
Yeah, that
What's your
Diamond
in-game
for
name?
UK Battleground.
Meh.
But yeah, so just getting the hang of it, but we lost it.
Did anyone else see Sergeant Seductive's icon? He's got the 5 stars already on Vayne. The 5 stars. That five, yeah, rank. I was going to say level then. Anyway, so we're getting into the game, and this is another of the COF. I believe we're on week 5, is that right?
6.
Oh, week 6, man. We are really flying in this tournament at the moment. It's coming up to the transfer window soon. But yeah, we're in week 6 at the moment, and this is going to be Fantastic Foods versus the Finest, who are both doing pretty well in the tournament, so should be a good game, hopefully.
I personally think if Fantastic Foods want to go for this Vayne Braum, they should probably lane swap. Against the Leona Jinx, I just would expect them to bleed out. But we'll see how each team plays it.
I'm just wondering why they've allowed Epic Sex on a carry top laner again.
It's against Zero Ability Power, who has performed well throughout the tournament. It'll be an interesting. I reckon that'll be the most interesting matchup.
So Adam, are you going to cast, or are you just happy to stream?
Do a bit.
You do a bit. Alright, no worries. So yeah, Jordan and Scott, if you guys just commentate on the game, and I'll commentate on all the PvP action and stuff like that, and then we'll just do as normal standard procedure.
Awesome. Cool. So what do you think then, dude? Who is going to win out of the top lane matchup?
Well,
Zero Ability or Epic Sex?
I've just realised that Zero Ability Power actually isn't... I know that Yasmin plays mid, but I always assumed that Zero Ability Power would be playing in the mid. Because he's been carrying from the mid, and he's been like, I think Fantastic Food's strongest player. But now that he's gone in the top, that means that they should technically have a really strong mid laner and a really strong top.
It could be interesting to see how they both work, because they're both playing assassin champions, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got basically triple assassin. They want this lane phase to go on for as long as possible, with the way they're playing. Well,
I
with
think
they're playing.
I think Adam was right. I think it's going to go down to... I think the best players are on Fantastic Foods, but I think the best team comp is over on the Finest, so I think it's going to come down to which one's better, players or comps.
I think it's going to be totally down to if one team groups up over the other. So like, if you look at the left hand side of your screen, you've got Kha'Zix on resets and Cat on resets.
Jungle Fever going quite
They
deep.
need to get them resets though, and I just
And that's
imagine
the
they're
Stone
gonna
come down, and
struggle.
Gragas is coming in for Gonkin as well, but it looks like he's not going to get anything from there, the bot lane.
I think you're gonna find they'll struggle to be able to kill anyone when you're going into a Annie Tibbers, a Leona Stern, a Gragas Barrel, a Jinx ult, you know.
Yeah.
It's all big team fight, AoE team fight abilities.
I want to see how they're going to play the team comp. Like if the Hector's going to go full tank, like and just stay at the front of the fight every time. Tell them that you get the resets, because if you look at what they've got like a Vayne who's going to be protected by the Braum, the Hector who's going to be re-engage, and then you've got two assassins that want to go jump on the squishy target and get the reset, and jump to the next and get the reset. So
These solo lanes are currently going really well for the Fantastic Food, so...
That's a flash coming out from the top lane, and Aurelia, she looks like she is going to down. That is first blood going over to the car.
That was just
Very
really
well played.
stupid of Aurelia. She should not have stayed. The second that he dropped below 100 health, he should have run straight to his second tier turret and bead.
Yeah. He now needs to play out lane super safe, because if that Kha'Zix starts snowballing...
Yeah, I've just come to realise what Adam was saying about the Fantastic Foods. I think they're going to if Reds aren't KI, I feel it looks like they're going to snowball this. Just by looking at every single lane.
I honestly think if Fantastic Foods brought someone in who knew how to draft or something like that, they would be the strongest team by far. But their team comps are always just.
You
"Oh, I'm
can't say the
just gonna pick
strongest team
what
by
I'm good at."
far. If you looking at the Irma Guards, who are gone 4-0 at the moment.
I stand
might
by
give
what I
him-
say.
Oh really? That'll be an interesting game then. But it looks like there is going to be a fight in the middle. That's going to be a 2 versus 1, 3 versus 1, and that is a flash coming out from the War Machine. But it looks like Katarina is going to clean that up with the
a kill.
ignite, and that is a kill. So that is 2-0 over, and it looks like Aurelia is going to go in. But this is going to be a 3 versus 1. If Anna can get them any sooner, but I guess not, and that is going to be another 3 versus 1. The red side just aren't really thinking about what they're doing at the moment, and that's a flash goal from Hecton, and it looks like she is going to get burned down. Wow, tough start.
This is what you always see from Fantastic Foods: is their jungler just working together with the lanes, which you don't see from other teams.
Yeah,
Definitely agree with that.
this is a definite good showing from Fantastic Foods at the moment, because this is a lot of the things that a lot of the teams are working on, especially our team, is like, for example, if anyone watched our game yesterday, is when the enemy jungler constantly comes in and threatens to take your camps or just takes your camps, their team's collapsing because they know that everyone's pushed up, so they should react faster.
Definitely.
It's only been nearly 6 minutes in the game, and they are already 2k up over to the blue side.
The Aurelia is going to have a really torrid time in that top lane now. For the Brutalizer to Amptone, yeah. I think into the Sheen is the wrong choice here. I think you should definitely be behind Zeal when you not Zeal, Phage when you're behind like this.
But to be honest, I was expecting their bot lane to get, very much a hard.
Wow, Kazik is just doing so much damage to Aurelia. She was near full HP then.
This bot lane is the shining light for Finest. It's a lane they should be winning.
Well, they're up in CS at the moment, and it looks like Hecarim is going to try and get the gank off, and there it goes. That is a 2 versus 1, and an ultimate coming down from Katarina already, and that looks like she is going to get burned down. And there you go.
Just not warding. She's never going to see a gank come in.
I just expect to see repeated ganks, honestly, on that. Annie, she's so immobile, and Katarina's getting ahead.
Well, this Gragas has been in that bush for quite a fair bit of time, so he's been wasting a bit of XP for them. And it's still level 6 versus level 4, and Kazik is just going to go and kill her again. Oh wait, no! Oh, the beautiful play from Aurelia to get the kill there. And it looks like this is going to be a 3 versus 3. Well, a very quick 3 versus 3.
In the grand scheme of things, that death isn't going to change much. The snowball has already started. It's going to take some drastic plays. 5-man group ups now for Finest to get back.
The thing is, I personally don't feel like Finest needed to make any plays in this early game. They just needed to go even.
Yeah, they didn't. They would have won the mid
And
game.
there's the stun.
Definitely.
That's
And
what he's looking for.
Think shouldn't be sticking around like that.
But in fairness, they haven't tried to be making plays.
No,
Foods
they've
have just been ruffle stomping with their jungler on the top and the mid.
I'm the total opposite. I think the ones that should be dictating the start of this game should be Finest.
They should. They've got the lanes that should bully. Aurelia really shouldn't be getting beaten out by Karzik.
You'd be surprised with that lane, to be honest. I've got first-hand experience of this. Is Epic Sex on that? He should just not be allowed to play any carry-style champions. You see them on NAR last week, and if you've seen his Aurelia play as well, seen a slight bit over there, and yeah, he's carry champions are the strongest. You should just ban him out, or just ban him out as an individual, because there's not really anyone else on, like, it's bad to say, but on Finest sides that have got like a niche pick apart from the jungler and the top lane.
I tell you what, I'm really looking forward to at the moment is the tournament that's starting on the 1st. It's the June and July. A new tournament I'm going to start doing every 2 months. And it looks like again Kazik is just going to get an easy kill in the top lane. If Aurelia can get away from that, it looks like Gragas is going to get caught in the mid as well. So plays coming out by the blue. But also going back to the tournament, if you're looking at these teams, Fantastic Foods, you've got Irma Gods, you've got the new SKP, you've got Underdogs who are doing really well at the moment. And I think there's going to be some really good teams. And again, Katarina just going straight into the mid, easy kill on Annie.
This real play, like I said, I expect it's the solo lanes and fantastic foods that is really the strongest part of them. And I
that's a
don't
rocket come from Jinx, and it looks like Leona did flash to get away from there. And this is probably why she picked Vayne first. She just really good on the champion, as you can tell.
And this is what we see every time I watch Foods, is they just pick lanes that complete comfort picks, ones that they know they're going to just win the lane with, and they get so far ahead and they never lose games because no one
Here
knows.
comes the gank. Is Gragas going to be able to body slam and get his ultimate off? No, looks like
I would
Kazakh is just going to run
argue
away.
that
Anyway, Leona is going to get caught out, and it doesn't look like Katarina is going to do anything about that. Just put some damage down, and she's just going to walk away. So it's an 8-1 in 10 minutes at the moment, and they look like they're getting to about 4 or 5k gold lead for the blue side at the moment.
They need to really stop the snowball finest too.
Easier said than done.
It is. And you always worried when your Annie's using her ult like that.
Damage from the Kazakhs in the top there, but it looks like it is going easy. Can they do anything more? No!
Oh, well played.
That Rayleigh's doing very well compared to the fact that the Kazakhs had an early lead. And Annie going in with the ultimate, but the ignite and the ultimate coming from Kazakh. I don't think she's going to get away. Oh, she did. She survived. Interesting plays in the middle. And there's another fight. There's so much action going on at the moment in the first 10 minutes of this game.
See, from first-hand experience playing against...
And there's another ultimate coming from Leona, and they're looking to catch Braum, and that is going to be a kill for Jinx, and Leona has stepped far. And she is going to get away. Jinx is trying to put some damage down. One more shot? No. Just a tower aggro.
A complete lack of synergy on the blue side there. Braum kept trading when Vayne had no intention of continuing, so Jinx just punished by auto-attacking Braum, which just resulted in a kill.
Something they needed desperately, though.
You can just see the two different playstyles like clashing against each other in this game, because anytime we've come up against both of these teams, they've got completely different playstyles. It's like Fantastic Foods constantly wants to fight. They've got this constant aggression in all their lanes, and I don't know what it is. The only lane that we never really see it in very often is bot lane, because they always pick these like really late game scaling AD carries. When we went up against them it was Jinx, this time it's Vayne.
And what they should really plan...
And again, that's another fight on the top of the rail. It doesn't look like she's going to get away from this one, and that is another kill going over the Kaz.
What Food should really do, since they have strong solo lanes and their jungler's pretty good working with
Hecarim
their
is
solo
going
lane.
into another gank, and that is an ultimate coming down, and it looks like she is going to go down by the ignite and the smite. Hecarim just picking up that kill and using his ultimate to get away. I don't think he needed to do that, but I guess kill secure.
But yeah, what I was saying is they should definitely just service that, make their bot lane serviceable, and just make the ADC play Sivir, and have the support play something that can just start fights, and let the solo lanes carry all the time.
I think Karina is going to come around, and she looks like she's going to catch Leona, and this should be a 3 versus 1 if the ADC can get there in time. Is she going to get a ward down and jump over? It looks like it didn't need the ward, but Gragas is still there, and this is going to be a 3 versus 1 unless they can do something. Jinx has no ultimate. It looks like Gragas is going to get low, and that is a flash coming from Gragas, and it looks like Leona is going to be in trouble. And it looks like everybody might get away. That's a flash with Katarina jumping. Ultimate. Oh, the hourglass. Oh, one kill, 1 for 1. Wow, that really dragged on for a bit. But very well played from both teams to manage to get 1 for 1 in that.
I think this Aurelia is starting to get a bit stronger than this Kha'Zix now.
Yeah.
Well, I was
It
actually
could
just
take
going to
a while
ask. The
longer, I
red
think.
team do look like they have the stronger late game, but the only problem with that is there's one thing you don't do with a Katarina, and that is speed her. And at the moment, she is 6-1, so it might give them a bit of trouble.
She did just give away shutdown gold then to Jinx.
Still 6-1.
But I want to go back to the point you made before about Fantastic Foods taking Sivir. I think that would solve a lot of their problems. Sivir is one of the best wave clear champions in the game. And
Plus,
Great for engaging
plus
as well.
also, with the
lot
combat
stronger
picks,
in lane.
Sivir actually increases
This looks like
Hecarim's
again Aurelia has
so
turned the
much.
times in the top lane, and
Oh,
she's
yeah.
going to go for it, but he is just going to get away. Hecarim now coming up for the gank. It looks like she's spotted him, and there comes the stun. Katarina hasn't done anything to help her. It's just farming, and it looks like she might get away unless Hecarim can burst it down. That is the flash coming out, and that's a flash again from Hecarim, and it doesn't look like they're going to catch her. He's going to go in.
again, sticking
Beautiful.
around too long. The second time.
I don't think she
Aurelia
was going to
did it.
get away from that, even if she decided to run.
it's
debatable, yeah, and it would have been a better idea, but I just don't think she was going to get away. Anyway, Gragas looks like he's going to try something, but he's going to get caught out. And he's already down to half HP. Leonie just standing there, not really doing a lot at the moment. Ultimate coming down from Braum, and it looks like Jinx deck here going against the wall, and it looks like Leona has been caught out. Annie is now here, using her ultimate, and not managed to catch anyone. I don't think she had a stun up at the time. Well, she did miss everyone.
I'm not sure about that gank, especially against Vayne, who you know has Condemn. So it's never nice to dive with Vayne and Braum. That's a hard tower to dive. And she was very deep, trying to get in a position where he could.
Just and such an easy pick up in the mid lane. That Katarina is so strong right now.
I think it's going to be hard for Finest to pull this one back, but they still can. This is the thing that you hate when you actually go up against a team like this, is they never give up. Like, they'll never like just give away an objective. Like, see when you know that there's no way that you can defend this tower, and this is something that's a good thing. Finest will defend it anyway, or at least make you work for it, and then they'll just walk away as soon as they know it's gone. Whereas with other teams, you'll find that they'll just not even try and contest it or try and stop you from doing it.
Yeah, very interesting what Adam was saying about this team. I mean, you look at the top lane, Zero Ability Power, he was a really strong mid laner now in the top, and he's doing very, very well. You've now got Yasmin from AK2, that was going to be playing in the mid lane by the look of it. And you've got Sergeant, who's a very good Vayne and a Jinx player, so maybe someone to contest for the first position in the league, maybe?
Maybe.
Might be a little bit too
There's
late.
a lot of things they'll need to improve on before they can really contest for that.
Oh, that was really unfortunate. It's a shame that Gragas wasn't there sooner. A body slam, hopefully. And there goes the ultimate. And he should get the kill here, but Gragas is very strong. Nope, there you go.
It's still closer than it should have been.
Good map awareness from blue side here.
Oof.
Definitely.
I don't know what's happened to Fantastic Food's shot call in this game, but every time someone's, like, say for example Dragon's here goes to the top of the map, as soon as you see it, no hesitation, just goes straight for Dragon.
Oh, it's just so cruel to watch. A full HP Annie.
In all honesty, Annie deserves it, every single bit of that, because if you're up against a Katarina who is 6-1, even just like 1-0, then, and you're not building an Abyssal Scepter as an Annie, you deserve to be just killed like that on the spot.
You can get away with Rod of Ages as well, just something to help you not die.
Yeah, but what is going on with the build?
I don't know. There's no survivability, is there?
There's absolutely nothing. He's went Sotsus probably just because he's getting ganked so heavily against this Hector and he can't get away from it.
I'd also stretch that point to the top lane. Aurelia shouldn't have rushed Triforce either. She
No.
should have rushed probably a bit of health first and then build into the Triforce.
I think that if Aurelia rushed anything else apart from Triforce, she'd have probably lost this match. Totally. She wouldn't even have got the 2 solo kills that she has got already. So I think...
Well, those solo kills were got when she didn't have any items.
Just, I don't
Looks
think
like it's going to be another solo fight in the top. It looks like she's putting some serious damage down.
she's doing well. She might be able to. She
I
might be able to get
this.
this.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
easily.
That Triforce spike really is helping her out at the moment.
Yeah. The
But
problem
she
with-
is fighting at the moment a 1 versus 5. If we can say that for Aurelia on the top lane, just every other lane is just getting pounded at the moment, and it's not nice to see.
You know, the wood lane I think is actually still like holding up pretty strongly. Is top lane's kind of going in favour of the Kazakhs at this point in time. Mid is completely gone to Katarina, but bot lane is really, really held up.
Katarina's going to catch
Yeah.
out Annie again by the look of it. No, it looks like Katarina is going to move away from that one.
That being said, I do
They
think
really,
that
really need to get something from here. Can they get the ult off? No. He
Yeah,
just managed to
flash.
flash it the other way.
And you can see the mid and jungle rotating down while Annie's slow on this rotation.
And that
She
is a
can't
2 for 2
really
towers at the
afford to
moment.
follow Kata at the moment, can she? with how strong Kata is. And he really needs to get into a lane, get some levels, and get some farm.
What can you do for the red side? I mean, you are so far behind right now.
Personally, I'd rotate Jinx, Leona mid, and hopefully they can 2v1 the Annie, or just sort of keep the mid lane clear. Put Annie into one of the side lanes and keep her there until she becomes relevant, which is a long
And it
time
looks like
from now.
Fwa just melted in 3 shots.
I think the only thing that they should be doing at this point in time is actually pushing it. Because if you're looking at Fantastic Foods team comp, they want to get the damage down first and then send their assassins in to get the reset. Otherwise, get them on a priority target. Can you imagine trying to get onto a priority target as a Kha'Zix when you have to go through an Annie, an Aurelia, and a Leona, and a Gragas just to get on that Jinx?
Yeah,
Do you
it's
think-
pretty disgusting.
Do you think we should be playing as, or Annie should be playing as more of a support at this point?
Yeah, definitely. I think that at this point in time, she should scrap whatever she's trying to build at this point and sell that Aether Wisp, because
Yeah.
she's at this point there's not even any point in going towards the Luden's Echo.
Yeah, you won't get the power spike from it.
No. So you might as well just go Holy Trinity, just suffer the loss, brush the challenge for the magic resist, even brush
I'd say Rod of Ages, definitely.
What,
Roddy,
20
too
minutes?
Yeah, too late.
It's, and it looks like Annie might be caught out again. A little bit intuition there, helping her out, but at 0-8, she's having a bit of a bad game, and you've got to feel for her at the moment.
I think you got to go protect the Jinx. You got Jinx is going to get collapsed on here.
The Jinx is getting the most farm in this game. I think Alfeo is probably the most reliable person on this lineup.
Oh, jeez. That was 2 shots from the Kassadin.
Annie needs to get some armor, she
Kassadin?
needs to get some resistances.
Not Kassadin, sorry. Jesus.
Though that was a nice pickup and really needed.
It felt like a Kassadin, to be honest.
Katarina is still killable. You've got to remember that. She
Katarina is
has
always
the-
killable. If you can get the CC down on enough damage, yes.
Definitely.
But it's still an 8-1 Katarina who could probably melt anyone at the moment on this team. Other than Aurelia, maybe.
I still like Finest's team fight, but they are in a pretty horrible position.
Yeah, they're going to really need the team fight to pull themselves back into it. But the problem is they haven't been able to get anything off at the moment.
I think
Aye.
at this point, Finest just need to start building up that gap again, because they were 6k gold ahead, and now it's down to just over 3k. Finest are forming their way back into this, and if they actually get to an even or level pegging in this team, I think they're just going to pull ahead. So at this point, why bring the Kha'Zix to a Fed Kha'Zix or a Fed Katarina to a team fight? It's never going to happen, because you don't want it to happen. So just send them another lane.
Aye. Well,
it's
Dragon
interesting.
being live now, it gives some breeze in the group. I think if I was Red Team, I'd give it up and focus on use this time to get some more farm and experience on the Annie and the Aurelia on the Jinx.
Yeah, Finest are doing the right thing.
Just don't start the dragon, don't start it. I really wouldn't recommend starting it with them around.
The Hecarim is very, very squishy. I'm surprised it's not built tanky at all. I don't understand why. I think the red
If
team
I was the
are
red
really good
team, I would have
position
been
on this
I
fight.
would be letting them start the dragon. Hopefully take some damage, because if they do this, it looks like Kha'Zix is just going to take the mid, and it looks like they're going to engage onto Hector, and he's going to flash away. Can they get some damage down?
This is good. This is very good by the red team.
And that is one Annie ultimate coming down onto the Vayne. Can the Vayne get anything? But again, Kha'Zix just taking the tower down. Can they get another one?
It's a good fight for red team. I think they've actually okay. I think they send one person back. They can secure Dragon. They got 2 kills. They had positioning on that fight. They really did.
Because Foods were split up, what they should have actually done there is just taken 2 free turrets for the dragon. Because
Yeah.
they could have easily just took that bot one, and Kha'Zix had the mid one, and now he's got a second mid one. So they should have just left that dragon.
But still, the Kha'Zix is able to get the tower, and can they really get anything? That's a flash coming down, and the hourglass. She's just going to tank this for a while. And it looks like the red side are going to get themselves into this game, but the Kazakhs is still pushing that mid lane.
Someone needs to get back way
I
earlier.
keep saying Kazakhs, I'm really sorry, guys.
So what do you think here? Who got the better end of that deal?
I think
Blue
Blue
side.
team, without a doubt. They were always going to struggle to get an inhib, and they just gave them an in. Red
And they
side.
could have got even more if they just stayed
Okay.
split and just
It looks
pushed.
like Kazakhs has been caught out, and it's going to be a 3 versus 1. This is some crazy turnaround coming and giving the finalists a chance.
I think Finest are going to pull ahead now. You shouldn't be. There's no reason to group up and wait for them to start fragging like when you're only 4 and you send your mid laner or you send your top laner to push mid.
Well, put it this way, it was 19-5 around about 5 minutes ago, and now it's
Yeah.
19-12.
I think the Vayne needs to focus a lot more on position. I think a couple of times now, though she's not been punished very much, she has been in the front lines, like ahead of the Hecker and ahead of the Braum, where she's been caught. She got caught out last time due to that. She was at the back of the finals team trying to pick off the Jinx. Whereas I
She's
think
only
she's just trying
building,
to
she's
take
not
that.
completed any item at the moment, it's been 25 minutes.
She's going for Ludens.
Yeah,
She's
she's going for Ludens.
She should have given up on it a long time ago. She just never did.
Yeah, that's interesting stuff. 25 minutes into the game. But then 0-9, I guess you're going to be quite starved for gold.
I don't agree that Foods have thrown this. I think the inhib is a much bigger deal.
Oh, they haven't thrown it, but they've definitely given them a way back into it.
I don't think it's a throw. I think if Foods keep on playing the way that they're playing just now, and they're deciding to go into this split push mentality, but
Oh, and that's a good kick on
I don't-
Katarina. Can they get anything out of
Kha'Zix,
it?
why aren't you staying bot side?
And
Push
he
bot.
looks like he's coming up. And Katarina is going to get cut, but that is a wasted Jinx ult. And it
Kha'Zix
looks
could have
like-
had yet another tower if he
Yeah.
just stayed in the lane.
He went to mid and there's nothing to gain there.
Awful
Absolutely
shot calling,
nothing.
whoever made that call.
It was a good flash body slam.
He might still get the tower by the look of it. Doesn't look like anyone's going down to get it.
was it bad shot calling, or was it the fact that he's been punished for not taking TP?
Hecker and Justin in that 1 minion, that's a bit of BM right there.
Definitely bad shot calling. If Kha'Zix says, why don't you guys just fight? And then I'll get another 2 towers and another inhib while you're drawing them all top.
That's a very
Easily
good call.
happened. I can tell from this game that the Kha'Zix isn't the guy who's shot calling.
Yeah.
Because if he made that call, they would have
I
got
think
yet
the
another.
shot call. I think the shot call is actually the zero ability power. I think that's their shot caller. Don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty certain it is.
If that's the case, then he just fucked up.
I think he's starting to tilt a bit. I mean, he has died 5 times, even though he does have a lot of kills in that initial lane phase.
Well, this is
Maybe he never made a call. Maybe the Kazakhs just came to help.
is Kazakh's first earlier matchup is very in favour of Kazakh's at early levels because he's got the kill pressure and the assassination damage, and plus he's running Ignite as well. But now that you're getting further and further into the game, they're putting him in a place where he can dive in the backline to reset the fight. So
Yeah.
he's being punished now for not actually grouping with his team. And even if he goes in a solo lane against this Aurelia, he's built full damage and the Aurelia's building tanky. And who here hates going up against Aurelia as an ADC or as like a solo lane AD carry? It's painful. You just can't kill her, and even if you get close to killing her, she'll run away from you.
Oh, definitely.
So
I need
think-
to. I did doubt you when you said the Aurelia would be able to carry it, considering the lane phase she had. But you're right, she has done a really good job of coming back into it.
This is the thing, is the two things about these two teams that you're watching just now, the two teams play totally different. You get one team that plays really aggressive all the way through the game, but then you'll see them being really defensive when they're put in a position where they've never faced before or they're behind. And right now they're still ahead, but they feel like they're behind because they're losing fights. So they're not going for the risky engages they were going for before. And Finest just don't stop you from, like, they won't let you push your advantage as far as you want to push it.
I'm not sure they know how they should be playing their comp, honestly. I feel like they're trying to group for things when their comp clearly isn't made for that. They should be trying to pressure all the map, split up the assassins.
It's like at this point, right? Dragons are about to spawn in 20 seconds, so blue side has done the right thing. They're warding the dragon area. They're going to get the poke down, hopefully.
Well, Red's starting Baron at the moment.
Ooh, very bossy call.
I think they're going to get it. They don't know they're doing it.
Yeah, they're going to get it.
That was a great call by whoever made that. Really clever, considering Dragon's coming up as well.
I'm going to put them in the short colour UK War Machine.
Definitely.
Well, they've definitely took the foot off the gas anyway, the Fantastic Foods have. After such a strong laning phase.
Aye.
So, red side.
My god, look at the goal difference!
It's now pretty much. Yeah, they've got Alton and him.
And Kha'Zix is going to jump onto Aurelia and that's going to be a 3-man but oh my god, an Annie 3-man stun! Can we turn this fight around? Kha'Zix is still going in the backline to kill the Annie, but the Annie isn't the problem at the moment. But at the moment it is a 2-0 going over to the blue team.
The issue of that fight, Jinx never got a single auto attack off, or maybe one auto attack. She was zoned the whole fight by Mikata and Azonius.
Oh, I really thought that Finest got that. A 3-man Annie stun, it just didn't have the damage.
It was a fantastic stun. I think the Jinx needed to be a bit braver and step forward while the Kata was in Azonius, and trust her team would then be able to CC the Kata when she came out.
Ooh, yeah, I think if Annie had any more than just 88 CS, I think that would have been the fight into the Finest.
I also think the Jinx should definitely be starting to pick up some, like, at least working towards a GA, because she is all the damage, well, most of the damage on that team, with Annie being so far behind.
Tell you one thing about this game is I could actually sit and watch this top lane battle constantly all day, because
yeah, it's been back and forth, it's been really good. And them two pink wards, payday for Hecarim. Oh, I really can't help but feel the fact that if that Annie did a bit more damage, that team fight would have been just straight over to the red team.
Oh yeah, if she was at any reasonable item level, like 2 items, she would have wrecked multiple members of that team.
This Vayne is
very brave.
yeah.
You've got to give all credit though to Aurelia for keeping them in this game at the moment.
Oh, definitely.
I think this is when they should just send their top laner bot. Just allow them to keep pushing mid. Maybe invest the farm into Jinx at top, because Jinx seems to be carrying this game pretty much. And just try and fend off this siege that blue team's probably going to go for.
Doesn't look like they're about to collapse on Aurelia, but is that really the target you want to fall on? It looks like it's going to happen. Aurelia is going to get taken down quite fast, but she is going to get away. And that looks like Braum and the 2 ulti. That was just such a bad call coming over from the blue team. And Leona is going to survive. And the flash coming out for the Jinx. Has she got her ultimate? She has. And the body slam to stop Hecarim from going out, and he is just going to run, and a smite coming down. But Hecarim is pretty fast, and it looks like he is going to get away, unless the Annie could do something. Cut her off, she has got a stone, but Hecarim is pretty fast. And it looks like they're going to push down the mid. I don't understand why you would try and gank an Aurelia. They're clearly the strongest player on the team, under a tower. And it looks like Annie is going to get caught out. Poor Annie.
It's the story of this game.
And the tower is going to go down, and Aurelia is going to try and put some down as much damage as she can, but she is going to go down in her efforts. And Hecarim is going to go into a 2 versus 1, and she just misses. Oh, this is such an interesting game now. I really thought this was just going to be a quick snowball for the blue team, but it's lovely to see that Finest are fighting back into this game.
Well, Finest have now took. They're still down in towers, but they're now in the gold.
Only by 1. They are actually up in gold. They are 23 to 15, but they are up in gold for the first time in this game after 35 minutes into it. Is this going to be the best comeback in the Clash of Fates history? This is going to be almost as big as Liverpool 2005 AC Milan final, where they were 3-0 down.
Pushing it.
ZZZ.
What must be going through the Fantastic Four's mind now? Because they've just dominated the game and now they're behind in gold, but they're up nearly 10 kills. What's going on?
I think they need to now either get them 5 dragons or start playing their comp right. They do need to start spreading out these assassins and pressuring all the lanes. The only problem with that is that none of them, I think, can now 1v1 this Aurelia.
Here we go. Looks like it's going to be another team fight. Leona is going to get caught out. And she is not going to go down. That was a great ultimate coming from Gragas to disengage that fight. And
they all need to get on.
Rihanna is all the way in the top side, so if they were going to fight, it would have been the time to do it now.
Take something, Foods. Take something.
3 members have just...
They're just standing there waiting to have a look. They might be able to get the in here, but it looks like Aurelia is going to push down this tower. They really need their jungle. They really need their top laner, though.
Pretend you're pregnant.
And here comes the TP coming in.
I think Foods need to understand that they can't just send their assassins in first. They need to allow them to send them in later on. But
would you have traded the inhib for the bottom tower, the top tower?
At this point,
they didn't need to.
No, they didn't need to. They could burn the TP because they know that there's not a TP in the enemy team. So like the only reason that people want to trade, like want to time TPs, is for when
why have they started the dragon? They're going to take needlessly poke coming down, but that looks like a great ultimate come from Cass. Just too much going on, and that is a 2-0 over to the blue team. They should not have started that dragon. Why? That is just a really big throw into it, and Hecarim, it looks like it's just going to take down Aurelia unless you can get away. There's just no need to start the dragon just to take damage from it for no reason.
MVP Hecarim for that fight. Hecarim came in from the backline as I've been waiting for him all game and just dive in the backline, and he got a 4-man ult. Just obliterated him and allowed the carry to just jump in and get a 2 ult.
Oh, and it was going so well for Finest as well.
I wouldn't count them as yet.
Oh, well, they've just come back from a massive deficit, so yeah, but mistakes like that are going to cost, especially now getting this far into the game. You just don't start a dragon when everyone's around the dragon pit, because you're just going to take damage from it, and it's just not what you want.
Definitely.
Especially now the dragon is quite, level 5, level 4 dragon at the time, it's going to do damage to you.
I really don't like this Hecarim build. I think, yes, now he has got a bit of tankiness, but for so long he's been so squishy. And he never got ahead enough to make use of these damage items.
It's very true.
I think all you need to do to change that build is give him the Cinderhulk instead of the whatever the red one's called.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would usually go for the Challenger Spike on Hecarim. I think my first build would have been the Moby Boots. I would have gone for the Challenger Moby Boots, I would have gone for probably the Triforce, and then I would have gone for the Spirit. Probably would have been my top 4 core items, and then probably gone more tanky.
Is Flash really necessary on Hecarim though?
No.
No.
I think that you should be running Hecarim the exact same way as you would run TP Smite Hecarim in top lane.
Yeah, I'm really surprised he doesn't have TP. TP Smite is usually the best thing to have. You
It
just
would
stay
cover
at
the
base.
weakness of not having a TP.
Definitely.
But I have always thought Ghost is better because it increases
Ghost
your
is
damage.
But that TP, I mean, them home guard boots is just something that can just destroy an ADC. Ridiculously quick with his passive. That's why people take the tele TP.
Yeah.
Now, this is a position that I hate being in.
I need to be right back, guys. I'm just going to quick in at the toilet, so if you guys want to carry on for me.
Blue really do not need to do anything from here. They just need to wait.
I think they should just keep.
They need to put the pressure on though.
Yeah, stop them from backing, of course, but as soon as someone shows himself in that mid lane, it'll have to be Jinx or Aurelia. Then they can fight, because they know Aurelia's TP's still down.
Now they should start to
Yeah,
be
now you
pushing
need
forward
pressure.
and get that tower or dive.
In fact, even top lane's pushing forward.
There we go. Brilliantly played. Katarina needs to get in there now. Cathol, burst down, boom. And boom goes the dynamite.
And that should be it. That should be the game.
Job done.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty much.
And it looks like I've just come back to to find it game over. That's really unfortunate. But we're going to go over to MVPs now, and I'm going to start with you, Adam. Your top 3 MVPs, please.
Number 1, I'd say Katarina. Played the laning phase perfectly, kept getting farmed, was bursting everyone down in those team fights, just straight up. Building Zhonya's first, which I totally agree with. Can't really fault much that she did. Maybe a Haunting Guise just to allow her not to get killed, but then again, I don't think she needed it. She did fine without it. Second, I'd say the Leona. I don't think they would have got back in the game at all without the Leona's vision that she kept putting down. I think the Baron was down to her, with all the pinks that she kept pumping out. And then third, I'd say the Hecarim. The early game was pretty damn good, pushing through the solo lanes. I think if he had a Sivir instead of a Vayne, and maybe a Janna instead of a Braum, he could have done a lot more in the team fights. Not that he didn't do enough already, but landing some really good ults, really good pressure. And I think he was the shot caller, just from looking at it, because every time he did something, everyone seemed to follow up. So they're my top 3.
Oh, it's very interesting that you went for Katarina, Hecarim, and Leona. Scott, what about you, mate?
I'll agree with Katarina. I think she had a fantastic game. She destroyed her lane, and that last team fight was just proven. Well, it showed how to play Katarina in the late game. She played it really well. Second, you say War Machine's the shot caller for Finest?
Yep.
I would go to him there. I think he did a really good job of helping Finest come back into it. The calls were solid, they grouped and fought at the right times, and they did a fantastic job of just coming back into it, and should be proud for that. And finally, I'd say for the third, I'd get the Hecarim as well. I think he did a really good job in the early game to put Boots ahead, and in a position where they really shouldn't have had to come back into it so late.
This is so interesting, because I've got a completely different picture of this, but I'm going to go over to you, Jordan. What about you, mate?
I'm thinking for I'll go in reverse order. Number 3, I would say the Vayne, because how she gets through the laning phase with only 1 death and still equal in farm, I don't know. 2, the Katarina, because she just obliterated mid. And then 3 would be both top laners. I don't know which one I'm in favour of at the moment. I think I'm more in favour of Zero Ability Power, because in the off meta pick.
That's so the top MVP coming from Adam was Katarina. Scott, your MVP was Katarina too, was it?
Yeah.
And Jordan, your top was I believe, who was it again? Sorry, the Kassadins. Kazakhs. God, I don't know why I keep saying I keep getting them two bloody names mixed up. I'm so bad. Yeah, I've got to say, I'm really, really surprised that no one said the Aurelia in the top 3. Not one person.
My top pick was between Aurelia and Zero Ability Power, and I'm thinking Zero Ability Power played the early part of the laning phase pretty much perfect, and then had a few mishaps with basically been outplayed by the Aurelia. But when you watch the later team fights and when he was actually engaging, he was either getting the kill and getting back out again, or I think there was one where he made a little mistake and he never got the leap over the wall. But apart from that,
I really don't think you can give it any MVP spots to these top laners because they both kept making mistakes, which was getting them killed. There was a lot of fighting, but it shouldn't have been, okay, now you get a kill, now your turn to get a kill, your turn to get a kill.
It was very messy between both.
This is going to be my top three, and Aurelia for me has to be in third place because, as I said before, there was a point in the game where she was literally 1 versus 5 and she was holding the team into it. My second has to be over to David Heckram in the jungle for Fantastic Foods. He was just in the top and the mid and the bottom. He was just everywhere and managing to farm. And although it did help that his team was winning most of the lanes, I still think that he did very well being able to be everywhere and the shot calling as well. But I think it's a clear winner that Katarina MVP. I think James, who played Annie, didn't have the best of games, and I think she snowballed on that. So MVP went over to the Katarina. So that's the end of the game, and tomorrow is a huge game. So I don't know if Adam will be joining us because he says that he thinks that Fantastic Foods is the best team in this league at the moment. I would.
No, I didn't say that. I said they would be if they sorted out their drafting phase. No, you go back. I didn't say that.
Alright, but it's going to be a very interesting game. You've got the SKP, a new team into the league, and they're going to be taking, at the moment, the champions in first place, God, and that's going to be at 9 o'clock tomorrow. So we will see you there, and that's going to be a goodbye from me, a goodbye from Adam.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye from Scott.
Goodbye.
And a goodbye from the lovely Jordan.
see you, dude.
And good night, guys. Peace.